Yeah, hello. By the grace of God, it's another Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of the words of Jesus. We look at Luke 17:26 to 33. Something I've entitled, Remember Lot's Wife, from one of the verses. Before we do that, let's enjoy the song first. To glory, to glory, to glory. Good morning. To glory, that's the title of the track. To glory, from the Epic Collection, Two Steps from Hell. Good morning. Yeah, that is To Glory, from the Epic Collection, Two Steps from Hell. Good morning, thanks for joining me on my Saturday morning broadcast known as the Words of Jesus, where we focus on Jesus' own words as recorded in the Bible, mostly in the Gospels. This morning we want to look at Luke 17:26 to 33. Luke 17 was a big dialogue Jesus was having with his disciples and others. And so his disciples asked him that, what will be the signs of your second coming? It's like the days of the Son of Man, the second coming, the second advent of the Son of Man. The parousia, what will be the sign of the parousia, of the second coming? And so Jesus now went forth to tell them now. What they were talking about, they wanted physical signs. What they will know will be happening to know that Jesus is about to come the second time. It's a guide for all the people of the earth. These people were Jews, so they were asking those questions. So in Luke 17:26-33, Jesus was giving them some of those signs. If I was giving them from earlier on, but my emphasis is on Luke 32, where he said, remember Lot's wife. But for context sake, I want to read from 17 verse 26. I read, and as it was, so this was Jesus answering them after they asked him what to be the signs of your second coming, of the end of the days of the Son of Man, the second coming. And as it was in the days of Noah, so it will be also in the days of the Son of Man. So Jesus was saying that as it was in the days of Noah, so it will be in the days of the Son of Man. Anybody who tells you I'm a Christian, I believe in Jesus Christ, but he doesn't believe in a Noah story and tells you that the Noah story is a fable, doesn't really believe in Jesus Christ. Because this is what Jesus himself said, that as was in the days of Noah. So Jesus himself validated the Noah story. So don't let anybody come and fool you and play with your mind that you think that story is a reasonable story, that God will cause it to rain, to cover the whole earth, and people will die, and only 8 people, Noah and his children and their spouses, will survive. Jesus is saying that the time of the second coming will be as it was in the days of Noah, validating that story. Don't let anybody fool your mind with all this philosophy. So the people who say they dig, they do archaeology, they do history, and every time they come to change their mind that we've discovered this thing here, so this thing, the period is this and that. Don't put your trust in those things. Put your trust in the words of Christ. It says, as it was in the days of Noah, so it will also be in the days of the Son of Man, the second coming of Christ. Jesus himself said, as in the days of Noah. If the days of Noah were fable, Jesus will not say it. Are you saying Jesus is lying? Or Jesus is also making it up? Let's continue. It says, so he was now describing the days of Noah. It says, this is Jesus speaking, verse 27 says, they ate, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage, until the day that Noah entered the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. So in the days of Noah, when Noah was building the ark, they said, don't mind this ignorant old fool. He's building an ark that a certain God has told him that he's coming to reign on the earth and destroy everybody. Ever since we've been existed, we've never seen it rain before. So what is this guy? Is an old man, he's an old fool. These Noah people, old men, when they go, they become sinner, they don't think straight. So he's crazy. It took 150 years for Noah to build the ark. When he was doing, they were making fun of him, saying that this man is an old fool. Jesus here validated the story. He said that as in the days of Noah, they drank. Are people not drinking? They married wives. Are people not getting married? They were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark and the flood came and destroyed them. So until the day that Noah entered the ark and God himself shut the door of the ark and flood came and destroyed them, everything was happening as normal. That's what Jesus was trying to say in verse 27. That they were living their lives normally as it is. Just like today, if you go to people in Ukraine right now, they will tell you that their world has changed. They never thought, all the tension, all the military exercise, they never thought for once that they will see missiles raining on them. They felt all these things they are saying is not going to happen. It's just hype. It's just this. Until they started raining. That is what Jesus is saying here. They were living their lives normal. People were doing their own thing, thinking that this war is not going to come. There cannot be war in Europe by now. There cannot. Continue to deceive yourself. You control the world. They are for Western philosophy in deceiving. It says, until the day that Noah entered the ark and the flood came and destroyed them. So Jesus was saying that his coming will be like this. Everything will appear normal. People will be living their lives normal, quote unquote, minding their own business, thinking that nothing is going to happen until the distraction comes. That is what Jesus was saying here. Then he continues, he says, likewise, as it was also in the days of Lot, they ate, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they built. So in the days of Lot too, they felt nothing is going to happen. Even when the angels came to destroy them, they wanted to sleep with the angels. They were eating. They were drinking, they were trading, they bought, they sold, they planted, they built, they were doing things. You understand? But on the day that Lord went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. So Jesus also validated the Lord story here. Don't let anybody fool you or play with your mind as a Christian and tell you that all these things, they are fables. How do we know? How will God rain fire from heaven to come and destroy people? Aren't you seeing missiles falling on people in Ukraine and things? Don't they appear like fire? When they come, don't they burn buildings? So if human beings can develop technology to do this, you think God cannot rain fire from heaven? Continue to be deceiving yourself. You say, I like as it was in the days of Lot. They were eating, they were drinking, they were buying, they were selling, they were planting, they were building. But on the day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Why did he say that on the day that Lot went out from Sodom? Because God will never destroy the righteous with the wicked. He doesn't do. He usually will not do that. He takes out the righteous before destroying the wicked. That is the story behind this thing. So he says, until the day that Lot went out. That's why I always say that until he who's restrained is taken out of the way. You get my point? Until the righteous are taken out of the way. So Lot, God had to take Lot out because per his justice he cannot destroy the righteous with the wicked. So they were eating and behaving normal until God took out his own. And then the ones who were left, there was no intercession for them. Their judgment had come and they were destroyed. Fire rained down from them. Even so will it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. So clearly it shows that God will take out the righteous before destroying the earth. He will. The Lot story is a clear indication. It's a symbolism of that. Because God doesn't destroy the righteous with the wicked. So when he takes out the wicked, the Bible says that by faith Enoch was taken up and was not found because his walk with God was pleasing to God. In the same way, those who will be walking with God in the end before God destroys the earth, God will take them out, the righteous, before he destroys. That's like the Lot story. And the people don't need to be perfect in a certain sense, absolutely perfect. Lot was not perfect. But compared to the people, he was righteous. He was righteous in the sight of God. He found favor and grace in the sight of God. And when God took him out, he destroyed the people. So Jesus Christ said that his coming will be like that. Even so will it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. In that day, he who is on the housetop and his goods are in the house, let him not come down to take them away. And likewise, the one who is in the field, let him not turn back. Then he added an instruction. He says, remember Lot's wife, an admonition. He said, remember Lot's wife. What is the context of this remember Lot's wife? Which is my advice for this morning. He said that let him not turn back. He said in that day, verse 31, he who is on the housetop and his goods are in the house. So if you are on the housetop and your goods are in the house, when the Son of Man is coming the second time, do not bother to go and take your goods. He says, let him not come down to take them away. Do not be materially minded that I'm minding my goods, because of that you lose your salvation. Don't let materialism lead you to lose your soul. And likewise, the one who is in the field, let him not turn back. So, if you are in the field, do not turn back. It means that stay focused so that you will be caught up, so that you will not perish with the wicked. Follow your way. Then he added the admonition that remember Lot's wife, which is my advice for this morning. Why did he say remember Lot's wife? Because Lot's wife turned back. The whole place was being destroyed. And the angel gave specific commands that nobody should turn back, escape from Sodom and Gomorrah, because the fire has started raining. Nobody should look back. Anybody who looks back it will be problematic. Just look for it. But Lot's wife turned back. Why did she turn back? Because she thought about her gold. Because when they were leaving, they were told, do not take anything, none of your possession, whatever you've gotten from Sodom and Gomorrah, do not take it. Just move ahead and move straight. And don't even turn back. But Lot's wife turned back. Why? Because she was remembering her gold, her jewelry, all the things they are leaving behind. And you know the story very well. She became a pillar of salt. So Jesus Christ said, do not turn back. Remember Lot's wife. And this is an admonition for all of us. When God gives us a certain charge, it doesn't matter the opposition we face or the things we have to leave behind to fulfill that charge. We must not look back. Because when we look back, we will become like Lot's wife. We will become a pillar of salt. We will become stagnant and perish there. The Bible says that he who set his hand to the plow and look back is not fit for the kingdom. So remember Lot's wife. Let us not turn back. It says, then he explained further. It says, whoever seeks to save his life will lose it. And whoever loses his life will preserve it. What did Jesus say there? The Bible says a man's life does not consist in the abundance of things he possesses. But the enemy deceives us to think that our life consists in the abundance of our possession. So Lot's wife had bought into that deception that her life consisted of the things she has possessed all these years. So losing them, she thought she was losing her life. That is why she looked back. Then when she looked back, what happened? She became a pillar of salt there. We cannot serve God and add other things. When God has given you a charge, move. When God told Abraham that leave your father's house, leave your mother's house, Abraham had a lot of possession and things there. He was his father's firstborn. He was heir apparent. That was one of the most developed cities in the world at the time, all of the Chaldees. He was prosperous and everything. He had already married Sarah. He would have decided to stay there and say, oh, what voice is that? I won't mind your voice. You are enjoying it. He said I should move to a land you are showing me. You've not even shown me the land. But he obeyed the voice of God and never looked back. Sometimes when God says on a course, God even says relocate from here to here. You say you don't want to do it because you like this place so much. God says take the next move for your life. You say no. You are in something, God says that thing is not the right to you. I've given you the right thing now. But you are so used to the wrong thing that you want to stay in it. Like people who are so much in abusive relationship and partnership that they know it's wrong, but they want to stay in it. Because they feel that going out, I don't know what I'm going to get. If you are somewhere they are killing you, step out. When you step out, you may get something good or something bad. But at least at the end of the day, you have a 50-50 chance of getting something good or bad. So why would you stay in the one which is already bad so that you die there? So we have to learn not to look back. And God will not tell you move forward without providing in front of you. God always has provision in front of us. But we want to look back and look at what we have got in our own strength. So that we'll say, I did it by my strength. This is what I did. I can't spend 5 and 10 years in this relationship and leave it. Or 15 years. If God says it's not the right one, leave it. Or I cannot stay here and work too hard for this and God says I should leave it. Leave it for who? God knows best. Let's learn not to look back. That is the story of Remember Lot's wife. Have a great weekend. Catch you on Monday for Monday Morning PP. Thanks for joining me. Good morning.